Hey, what's up guys? In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Cobra Road Scout, which is a radar detector and dash cam combo unit in one integrated package. Now, it's a similar idea to something like the Escort M1 dash cam that attaches to different radar detectors. I like it as a kind of integrated package, so maybe if I'm hopping into a rental car, I can just take this, plug it into the cigarette lighter. There's one mount, there's one power cable, pop it up, and now you've got both your radar detector and your dash cam in one integrated package. This is designed to basically just attach to the mount so you can use it with a variety of different radar detectors, but the Cobra option now actually incorporates both the radar detector and the dash cam in one self-contained package. Now, this isn't the first time that we've seen an integrated radar detector and dash cam. These are actually quite popular overseas in countries like Russia. There's quite a few of these that are out there. They're not necessarily very good, but they are popular overseas. They've started making their way over here into the US as well. Like, for example, they brought over the American radar AR9970BT. I had a chance to test one, and the dash cam itself, the quality was actually pretty good, but the radar detector was actually pretty awful. The performance was really bad, and you could tell that it wasn't really designed yet for the American market. They didn't give us everything that we need, and it wasn't really well thought through, so it's not one that I've ever really considered strongly.
I think we're about to get owned here.
Yeah. Okay, we got the camera on the other side. Is it going to alert? I think we might have just got owned.
Yeah, we just got owned.
Yeah.
A full tilt alert.
Full tilt. Where was the initial alert?
There wasn't one.
Now, you've also got options from better known brands like Whistler, for example, who does the MFU 4400. This is also a radar detector dash cam combo in one integrated unit. I haven't seen a ton of video samples coming out of this unit, but the radar detector itself, in order to meet the $200 price point and have both a radar detector and a dash cam, they're not using their higher end platform. They're actually going for a lower end radar detector that's integrated into the MFU 4400, so the performance is really not going to be that great. And so when I see that kind of stuff, even though it's inexpensive, a lot of times you can actually get better performance and better capability and better quality by going for separate individual ones, despite the advantages in terms of convenience. Now, with the Cobra option, this is going to retail for not $200 like the Whistler, but actually $450, so more than twice the price of the Whistler, which is of course very expensive for a Cobra. But the fact that they're going for a higher end price point means that they can do better features, they can give it better performance, they can give it better filtering and better quality. Now, the detector, it's currently available for pre-order. I don't have one yet, but we actually know quite a bit about the Cobra Road Scout, so let's go ahead and take a closer look now at the detector slash dash cam and get a little bit more familiar with it. Now, under the hood, starting off with the radar detector, we're basically looking at an evolution of the discontinued Cobra DSP 9200BT, which was a surprisingly good performer from Cobra. The dash cam itself records at 1080p, so full HD. There's also some cool features, things like automatic GPS lockouts, which is a first for a Cobra radar detector, basically Escort technology that they're bringing over. It's also available on the new Cobra Dual Pro 360, which is a Beltronics GT360. And Escort's using a lot of their existing technology and bringing it over now to Cobra products. Speaking of which, there is also Bluetooth built into the detector, so you can pair it with your phone and connect it to Cobra iRadar, which gives you the cloud alerts shared with other drivers in real time, a lot like Escort Live. Cobra iRadar and Escort Live actually pair and communicate together, so behind the scenes you get the shared alerts between both of the apps. There's also Wi-Fi built into the detector, just like the Escort Max 360C, which means if you have a Wi-Fi hotspot built into your car, the detector can go out to the cloud for all the shared alerts. That way you don't depend on your phone. Plus, it can do things like automatic firmware updates and red light camera database updates without having to connect it to your computer. Connected to the cloud, you can also do things like display the speed limit right on screen, which is pretty handy while you're driving. So there's actually quite a bit of cool functionality built into this unit. Now let's go ahead and start by taking a closer look at the radar detector side, and then we'll take a closer look at the dash cam side. Now, starting off with the radar detector, as I mentioned, it's based on an evolution of the Cobra DSP 9200BT. That detector has since been discontinued, but the performance was actually pretty respectable. I had a chance to test it out myself, and it actually did surprisingly well in testing. The Texas Countermeasure Testing Group had a chance to test one as well, and they found that their results were variable, but they were on par with maybe some of the mid-tier or better detectors. It wasn't on par with detectors like your Escort Redline, Uniden R3 or R7, things like that. It's not a crazy long-range detector, but it is pretty well balanced from what we've seen in testing. And despite the fact that it has Cobra written on the case, the performance actually is better than traditional Cobras that we've seen in years past, which is good news for everybody who wants to get this detector. Now, as I mentioned, this is an evolution of the DSP 9200BT, so Escort, or well, Cobra, again, same company, They've improved the BSM filtering capabilities of the Detector, plus they've also added the GPS Defender database, so your red light camera alerts, speed camera alerts, things like that are built into the radar detector as well. Now, moving on to the Dashcam. The Dashcam is pretty straightforward. It records at 1080p and 30 FPS. It uses a Sony Exmor sensor and an Umbrella A12 chipset, so a pretty standard recipe for a Dashcam that we've seen from many other Dashcams. Now, looking at some early video footage, the quality doesn't actually look all that great. It actually looks in the same ballpark as the Escort M1 Dashcam, which is also a 1080p Dashcam from the same manufacturer. And assuming the video quality is pretty similar, despite the fact that it records in 1080p, I would actually expect the video quality to be subpar and below average compared to most traditional Dashcams that you'll find on the market. But that said, that's just kind of my educated guess from things that I've seen kind of early on and looking at the specs and looking at other Escort/Cobra products that use similar features and capabilities. And so I'm not necessarily super optimistic about the quality, but once the Detector starts shipping and people start posting, video samples and whatnot, we'll have a better idea as far as how the video quality looks, so that is still something that remains to be seen. Now, the Dashcam also has Wi-Fi capabilities that you can use with your app. There's two different apps that are available for the Road Scout. One is for the Dashcam. The app is called Drive HD, and it basically allows you to connect to your Dashcam using your cell phone, the Wi-Fi connection, to change settings for your Dashcam, configure it. You can also do things like view the recorded footage, or even copy that footage to your phone so that you can edit it and maybe post it online elsewhere. There's also a second app that's available. It's Cobra iRadar that I mentioned earlier, and that's designed for the radar detector itself. It allows you to do things like change the settings in your radar detector, share alerts in real time with other drivers, just like Escort Live does. So two separate apps, one for the radar detector and a second one for the dash camera. Now, taking a look at the design of the radar detector dash cam, it's maybe kind of polarizing. I'm not sure if I like it or not, or if it's going to grow on me. Let me know. I'll put a poll up on screen. Let me know if you like the design of the Detector. It looks kind of like a set of binoculars or something. There's some dials on the front that you can use to adjust settings, push buttons, configure the detector, things like that. And on the back side, we have the radar detector horn, the laser sensor, the dash cam lens, things like that. But yeah, it's kind of a unique looking dash cam because it also incorporates the radar detector, or a unique looking radar detector because it incorporates a dash cam, whatever. This integration thing kind of changes things up a little bit, and while there are other radar detector dash cams that look a little bit more traditional, this one does look a little bit more unique. So let me know if you like the look of it. I'm not totally sure yet. But the convenience there is definitely something. Probably the best thing about it is the fact that you've got a radar detector and a dash cam combo in one. It makes the installation much simpler having both of them installed in one package. It does mean that maybe upgrading in the future would be tougher because you can't upgrade one without the other, but the convenience aspect is definitely very nice. Now, for those of you guys who are interested in getting one for free, especially if you are interested in testing it out and sharing the results online, down in the video description, I'm going to link you guys to my website where you can go and enter to win a Cobra Road Scout for free. There's a bunch of different ways to enter to help improve your odds, and so if you want to win one, the giveaway is going to be live now for the next 2 weeks, and one of you guys are going to win a brand new one for free. The Detector is currently available for pre-order, and so if you want to buy one, you can always head over to their website, and there's information on how you can pick one up. And if you're watching this video later on, of course, you can always just buy it online once it's actually available for sale. So yeah, anyway, it's kind of an interesting idea here from Cobra. Is it going to be a good radar detector? Is it going to be a good dash cam? That's, of course, something that remains to be seen. Once people actually start getting them, we have a chance to start testing and properly using them and all. But based on what we've seen from kind of previous products that Escort and Cobra are using and now packaging into this one, I think we have a pretty good idea as far as what to expect. But of course, there's some new things like the design, apps, things like that, I think it's a pretty cool idea. And while there's usually going to be some compromises to either the radar detector or the dash cam, when you put both of them together, there's not a ton of options like this available. And from what I can see so far, again, despite the fact that it's a Cobra product, this does look like it's maybe one of the best integrated radar detector and dash cam combos out there, which I think is kind of what makes it the most interesting option here. So anyway, yeah, there you go. Here's just a quick look, without actually having the detector on hand, at the new Cobra Road Scout. So thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this new radar detector dash cam combo thing. I need to figure out a better way to say that that's shorter and not so wordy. But anyway, yeah, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.